Yeah, I've been talking him up all draft season here. My rookie profile just went up on DLF Dynasty League Football.
Check it out.
.com on him yesterday, so check that out.
So where's his perfect prospect pairing?
I put him with the Philadelphia Eagles, which is where you had Dalvin Cook going. So obviously it's no secret they need a running back. You had Dalvin Cook there because he's a pass catcher and he's got three down guy. I think the Eagles need a power guy because they have Darren Sproles, who yes he's aging, but he can still be a change of pace. Wendell Smallwood is there too. He's another, to me, a change of pace guy. He's not like a primary back. And then we talked about Ryan Matthews. He's going to be 30 years old, I think, in October. Mm-hmm. He's never been durable. He's always banged up.
He's hurt right now.
Like, they can't rely on Ryan Matthews. They got to draft somebody. So I went with Foreman here. Like I said, I think they need a big power punishing back, to a guy who can salt the clock and wear down defenses. The Eagles actually had the highest time of possession last season. But Ryan Matthews only had 155 carries, and Carson Wentz had 607 pass attempts, which was 5th in the NFL. So I think if they have a big power back there, they can take some pressure off of Wentz. He can hand it off a lot more. Foreman is a guy who can carry a load of 250, 300 carries in a season. And I really like the Eagles as a sleeper this year, and I've mentioned this to you before, and you've questioned me.
Yeah,
but
I don't know if I
kind of like what they're doing there. I like their defense. They picked up Alshon Jeffrey. They picked up Torrey Smith. Wentz is working on his footwork. He's developing. He's young. He still has a little ways to go. But I kind of like what they're building here in Philadelphia, and I know that division is tough right now with the Cowboys and the Giants and the Redskins all contending, but I think the Eagles they're making a push here. They're sneaking up. Maybe it's going to be a few years down the road, but I kind of like them. They just need a big power back, and Foreman fits to me there.
Okay, no, I mean, I get it. It makes some sense. Yeah. I'm not nearly as high on Foreman as you. I think listeners of the podcast definitely know that by now. Though I did give him to a team in the same division, and I gave him to Washington.
There you go.
And here's why. I think right now Rob Kelly sits atop their running back depth chart. That is one I expect to change by the time the draft rolls around, though we didn't give him any of the high-profile running backs, and maybe they do. Maybe they're a team that takes Dalvin Cook. I don't know. That seems like a place where he would go and flame out real quick just because it's Washington. But anyways, Rob Kelly played well last year after we doubted him on NFL Network.
That's right.
In our Fantasy Hipsters segment.
Way to take my Rob Kelly only had 87 yards, like I was saying, against Cincinnati's run defense, which isn't even that lit.
No, and quite frankly, Washington is a pass-first team. They throw on 61% of the plays they've run this year.
Yeah, and we're talking about a committee backfield here. Chris Thompson, they just mentioned him. He's outsnapped everyone in that backfield all season.
I mean, look, Matt Jones isn't going away, to be honest with you. Washington has a bye this week. Why would you even think about picking this guy up?
So cool that people continue to listen to us. Rob Kelly had 168 carries, 704 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4.2 yards per carry as their kind of two-down thumper. And right. I think Foreman would fit into that and potentially upgrade over Rob Kelly, who was an undrafted free agent last year. So the interesting thing about Rob Kelly, though, is, I do a lot of work with the Next Gen Stats at the network, and one of the ones that we tracked this year was how often a running back saw 8 or more defenders in the box when in their non-red zone carries. Rob Kelly was one of the lowest, seeing only 19.4% of his non-red zone carries against 8 defenders in the box. And I think that would be a good situation with Foreman, who ran through a lot of wide open lanes at Texas. And Washington likes to spread the field with multiple receivers. They have Jamison Crowder, Terrell Pryor, the whole gang there. They have an offensive line that they've definitely built up and improved over the last few years.
Yeah,
I think it would be a pretty good fit for Foreman to do what Foreman does well. So he is the player I gave to Washington.
Cool. It's so frustrating seeing Washington at like the 5-yard line and Kirk Cousins runs a touchdown in.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, they were a bad
get that out of here.
They were a bad red zone offense last year, a lot because Jordan Reed was in and out of the lineup as he's wont to do.
Yeah.
All right, so let's pick up the pace a little bit.
They're hipsters, but I'm way more hipper.